Premier League primetime on tape. Jose, Cyrus, and Andre. And you know that Dave, I don't play. In the field, they can talk about it all day. Look, and we moving up. You can try how you want, can't move like us. When it all comes down, they choosing us. And I do gotta say, we don't give a fuck. Premier League primetime, and it's only that. Speak only facts. Say what I want, can't hold me back. Can't hold me back. Premier League primetime, better yet, it's my time. You stay on the sideline. Say what I want, can't hold me back. Premier League primetime.
Hello and welcome back to Premier League Primetime. Of course, we are here to preview the big one at the weekend. Of course, the North London Derby, and I'm joined by Cyrus and Andre. How are both of you doing? Great, wonderful. Just every time, literally every time. But we'll get right into it. Cyrus, we'll start with you, and we'll take a look at Arsenal's past game in the FA Cup. Arsenal suffered a shocking 1-0 defeat at Nottingham Forest. For you, what went wrong and what could be improved on for that game going into this North London Derby?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I was lagging.
And what could be improved on Arsenal's 1-0 loss to Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup?
Well, a lot can be improved. Obviously, I don't think it was our full strength team, but it was a good enough team definitely to beat them. I think that what lacked the most was our midfield. It was hard to get out of the back. I don't know if you saw the stats, but our center backs had like 10 times more touches than anyone, because we just couldn't get it to the midfield to our attackers. I think that whoever's in the midfield is gonna have to step up for sure. I don't think it's hard because we have a lot of players at the African Cup of Nations, but with Partey, that's a big loss. But other players have to step up, like Sambi, and I think Xhaka has COVID right now. I don't know if he'll get over it by then. We'll see.
Yeah, I did hear that Xhaka is kind of up at the moment. And just look at this, midfield conundrum, of course. And now I guess you're starting to really appreciate, your boy Granite.
No, but still.
Why not?
Because he has an error in him. He has a mistake in him. We saw against the Man City game with his foul.
Super performance, super Xhaka. Oh God. In your opinion, right? And the press asked Mikel Arteta about signings in January, and he said that he will 110% bring in a midfielder. So that will happen. Looking at some of the names that have just been mentioned, right? Which midfielder would you bring in if you could bring in one midfielder to reinforce this heavily weakened Arsenal midfield at the moment? Because right now they're on the bare bones. They have Sambi Lokonga and Charlie Patino, like a youngster who's just been promoted to the first team. Who would you bring in and start in this Arsenal midfield alongside? I would presume would be Sambi in this upcoming North London Derby, if assuming Granit Xhaka is out.
Yeah, we've been linked to Sam Or, I think. Bad pronunciation, but yeah, we've been linked to him since last summer, actually. And I don't know, I feel like we can get him for a reasonable price. I like him. I think that's someone who's not like a weird sign. I feel like it's a realistic signing if we do get him. Obviously, I did want Basuma this summer, but I don't think that will happen. Obviously taking Ben White instead. So yeah, I think that probably will be the most realistic signing. We're also talking about Vlahovic, striker. I don't know how realistic that is, if that might happen this summer, but I think we do need another striker. I don't think Nketiah is cutting it out, and I think Lacazette's going to leave this summer. So
you sure? I mean, Eddie Nketiah, especially against Nottingham Forest, very clinical when in around the 6-yard box.
He was awful. and he had an open header. Saka gave it to him on a play, and he missed. So just not good enough.
No, apparently not. Looking at this game, right, and looking at just the players that are available and fit, who would your starting 11 be for this North London derby?
Obviously Ramsdale, assuming Tomasio is fit again.
No Callum Chambers?
No, thank you. Assuming Tomasio is fit again, I'd put him right back in. He had a little bit of a knock, but I think he'll be fine.
Rob Holding, of course, goes right into the team.
Yeah, sure. Ben White. Gabriel, is he suspended?
Oh yeah, I think he's suspended.
Yeah, so
who could be a cheeky bit of Rob Holding?
It probably will be Rob Holding, unfortunately.
And throwing Kolasinac, right alongside him.
Definitely not. Tierney. So then the midfield is tricky because what you could do is you could play Sambi, then you could play Odegaard. Then assuming Emil is fit, you could play Emil at Cam. We have played Odegaard at the 8 before. It's not his best position, but it might be the only thing we can do right now. Then up top, Lacazette. I think he has a decent goal scoring record against Tottenham. Martinelli and Saka.
Yeah, fair enough. Arsenal with very limited options going to this game. On to shifting over to and Tottenham, and of course they play again today. But looking back at that 2-0 loss to Chelsea in that Carabao Cup, I'm not talking about the FA Cup game. That they should win that anyways. I'm not bringing that in. I'm not giving them any credit for that. In your opinion, what went wrong, and would you say, was it an absolute, Tuchel masterclass against this Antonio Conte side?
All right. I hate the way you phrase the question. No, I think Tuchel, they definitely they formed their press in a way that didn't let us do anything, right? They know we were playing a weakened back line, and it was apparent that we couldn't build out of the back. Like when we played against Liverpool and we had all those chances, a lot of it was the distribution of Eric Dyer or any of the center backs really ball playing it out to our wide backs or our straight to our midfield. But Chelsea's press was so good that it did not allow us to do that.
That has to come down to tactics. So in all seriousness, the pressing, that has to come down to Tuchel though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm giving him credit, is that the way he set up the press was incredible. Like that, I mean, he's the best defensive coach in the league, like for sure.
Tuchel masterclass confirmed.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like he deserves a lot of credit in his pressing. Right, that was really great the way he set that up. He made us change formations. He made Tanganga look like horrible. I think in possession though, I'm still not going to give them credit. They just suffocate you with possession. We had 2 own goals. I mean, that's insane. Just sucks. I would say in terms of where we can improve, yeah, I think it's just going to be, let's see if we can. Arsenal's have been known to suffocate people with the press as well. They've done it against United a few times. They did it, I remember, against us a bit, not as strong as Chelsea, but they're definitely also a good pressing team. Arteta's not bad at that. So it's just going to be adjust. We're missing a few guys, Dyer, Romero, our main center backs, but it's just going to be, our defense, our second string defensive players just kind of having to step it up. It's North London derby. No mistakes, please. And
we all know that will happen when Conor McGregor or Matt Doherty steps in at right back.
I really hope not. I mean, I really hope I don't know why he's playing, but I thought
they have no other choice, do they?
Yeah, I mean, he's playing left back though, which is weird. He's playing on the other side, because Emerson's still playing. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with Reguilon. Yeah, I think given Arsenal has a weakened midfield, then hopefully we can expose that. It'll be easier to play through the midfield, but I'm sure they're probably still not going to give us too much room. I don't think either side will be at their best because of all the absences, but it's going to be interesting to see who steps up.
Fair enough. And as I said, similarly with Cyrus, right? You really are starting to get to those bare bones now, and Romero out, Dyer is out now, and you're really getting to those bare bones. And even then, Joe Rodon still doesn't get into the team. Still doesn't play for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know why, but Joe Rodon still doesn't play. But in anyhow, right? So, as I said with Cyrus, right? What players would you bring in, whether it's a loan or a permanent deal this month, realistically, to cover that area or to cover that defensive area? I've also heard links to Adama Traore. I want to hear your thoughts on that as well.
Yeah. Hold on a sec. I gotta.
To replace Steven Bergwijn, who seems that he's out the door.
Yeah, I just hate the idea of Traore coming in as a replacement for anyone. I don't think it hurts to just have more options, period. And that's what I think is going to be the thing that takes us to the next level. I don't think Traore should be a direct Bergwijn replacement. It takes a lot of the excitement out of it. I just think he should be a player that comes in just to have as another option. I think the idea that he's a replacement kind of kills it a bit for me.
I'll bring him in as a wingback. I think he'd be a great option as a wingback. I think he would be better than Emerson Royal, in my opinion.
No, I mean,
and no, not just because of pace, and everyone's going to say, "Oh, Davies a FIFA merchant."
No, he's a huge,
before.
No, he's a huge. He's a huge. At that Wolves side, he brings up the ball so much and so well. I mean, he'd elevate our counterattack and our threat just on the attack so much. You can't leave Adama Traore too open. You need to have a little bit of extra cover, which is what they do against Kane and Son. So it's just this conundrum of who do you mark, and that'd be so dangerous to have. So I think he'd be a good fit. But.
And in terms of defensive reinforcements, who would you bring in? As I said,
I'm getting like doorbells at my door. I gotta get that for like a minute.
Fair enough. Well, while he's gone, right? I'll just go serious. I'll just stick with you and just for a few of the players that have been rumored to go to Arsenal, right? I've been hearing Georgino Wijnaldum. I've been hearing Artur Melo, Bruno Guimaraes. In terms of striking targets, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Jonathan David are alternative targets to Dusan Vlahovic. In terms of the alternative striking targets, would you take any of them at Arsenal or no?
So I was muted. Yeah, I think I'd take Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think he had such a great start to the season. I think he's a good player. In terms of the midfield, I don't know about Arthur Melo. I think that he hasn't really lived up to the potential. I was confused when Barca swapped him. It didn't really make sense, but
a lot of things Barca do don't make sense.
That is true.
Like signing for 120 million and then loaning him back to Atletico, 2 years later with a buy option for a third of the price.
Yeah, I'm thankful Arsenal isn't that bad, to be honest. And honestly, like Eddie Nketiah, his contract is expiring, so I assume we aren't gonna sign him to a new deal. I think Arteta wants him to, but I don't know if Nketiah wants to.
I don't think he does. I think he wants to go out and play.
Yeah, and I think that if we do try to sign Dusan Vlahovic, it's gonna be expensive. What I've heard, it could be up to 150 million.
I heard it's like they're Arsenal trying to do a 60 million pounds plus Lucas Torreira, because Fiorentina and Arsenal have good relations because of the Torreira loan. So I heard that they're trying to loan out Lucas Torreira or sell Lucas Torreira to Fiorentina as part of the Vlahovic deal.
Mm-hmm. Also to get the funds, I think if we're not going to play Aubameyang, and we saw our lack of strikers, I think we do need to sell him if we're not going to play him.
100%. Yeah, I definitely agree. And that's going to be another interesting one. What happens to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, especially when AFCON is over? What do they do with him? Does he leave on loan? Does he stay? Does he get sold? Who knows? That'll be another really interesting one to see and figure out. And lastly, real quick, before we get into the combined 11, just coming back to Andre really quickly. What defensive reinforcement would you bring in? I know you did go and get your doorbell. Who would you bring in this January?
I think I don't think I'm too particular on the center back because I think
you're very thin in that area though.
Huh?
You're very thin in that area though.
Yeah, we need it. I'm just saying, like, I think for any other position, like I can, like me personally, I have a personal favorite that I want to go to, like in terms of striker or other wing backs or other attackers. But I think center back is a position where it's like, I'm just so desperate to get one where it's literally whoever we're linked to, I'm going to trust in Conte's choice. I know we've been linked to Stefan de Vrij, even Mathis de Ligt. Those would be like the A options. Like I'd love either of those two.
Of course, yeah.
Bring us up a whole level. But those are the only ones I'm seeing. So I don't think I fear it might not happen until this summer, to be honest. At center back I don't think we're going to strengthen in January.
Question, right? Would you take Sead Kolasinac for the rest of the season as another center back option? Yes or no?
No, Davis. This is a good question, though. I had to think about it.
Anyways, let's get right into the combined 11. Of course, we'll just do one combined 11, and it can be anyone and any player from either club. That's fit and available. Or no, even players that are off at AFCON. We'll do those players as well. So for this combined 11, are we doing a 4-3-2?
Wait, no, let's include absences because it could make it interesting. We're not gonna have like Son and Dyer in there.
All right, fair enough. All right, so this combined 11 will be off of form, I guess, and players that are fit and available, and yeah, as of right now. So in goal, it's either Hugo Lloris or Aaron Ramsdale. What are you two saying?
Ooh, I think that's our both strongest position right now. I'm gonna support Lloris, but I'll go Ramsdale just because he's been getting all the hype. So,
Cyrus, what about you? Are you gonna go Ramsdale? Are you backing your guy?
I'm backing Ramsdale, but don't take anything away from Lloris. He's a good keeper.
100%. I will have to back Aaron Ramsdale as well. He's been for me up there with in terms of given performances. I'd say Hugo Lloris, David De Gea, and Aaron Ramsdale been the best goalkeepers in the league. And I throw David De Gea in there because, as we've seen this season, if it weren't for De Gea, we're conceding at least double, triple the goals that we've actually conceded this season. So you got to throw De Gea in that conversation. So that's why I'm saying De Gea. But Aaron Ramsdale in goal it is. But we'll go with the back four right now. Right back. So you have options between Tomiyasu, Cyrus's number one and favorite right back, Cedric, and his other favorite, Callum Chambers. Cyrus, what would you do if Arteta goes with Cedric for the North London derby?
If Tomiyasu is not fit.
No, if Tomiyasu's fit and Arteta goes, he wants to go with a cheeky Cedric, what would you do?
Well, that won't happen, but if it does, I won't watch. I'll tell you that.
And of course, for Tottenham, options consist of Emerson, Royale, and Conor McGregor. So right back. So this should be a pretty easy one. Are we saying Tomiyasu's the best option?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll go Tomiyasu or Emerson. I like both.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll go Tomiyasu as well. In terms of the two center backs, I mean, Arsenal may just and actually, no, because Gabriel's not available. Gabriel is not available for this game, so we'll stick Ben White in there. I assume that Ben White will just go straight into the side, and then the other center back's actually super interesting, of course. Of course, you have Sirius's other favorite center back, Rob Holding, Davinson Sanchez, who's actually been decent on form as of recent. You have to say. Eric Dyer is out right now. I think he's injured. I think Dyer is injured right now.
I think Dyer is out. but there's a small chance Romero could come back. I think he resumes full training after Chelsea.
I don't think he'll be back for that game though. If we're being
there's a chance. I think if there's a small chance he is, then he'll play because he's a crucial starter. But I'm not. Yeah.
So for now, I'll say no, just to be safe. Who knows? But
I'd say we go Ben White, Davinson.
Yeah, that's sure. Cyrus, would you go Ben White and Davinson Sanchez?
I will. I'll go with that. Even though this summer I watched Messi outmuscle Davinson Sanchez.
Left back. It's between
Benjamin Davies has been amazing.
You know what? Ben Davies actually has been very good. He has been very good. You know, that's a shout. I'm not even joking. That is actually a shout. And of course, you have Nuno Tavares and you have Kieran Tierney for the other side. Cyrus, who are you backing?
Honestly, Tierney hasn't been that on form this whole season. So if you do want to go Ben Davies based on form, overall Tierney's way better, by the way. But if you want to go based on form, I'll go Ben Davies.
Yeah, I'll give it to Ben Davies because it is based off of just form as of right now, and he's been. I thought he was going to be a player that was out the door, but under Conte, he's rediscovered himself somehow, just like the English spinning top has, or the English Beyblade as I call him, somehow, has rediscovered his form. Into the midfield, we'll just go 4-2-3-1 because. To give Arsenal that little bit of a blessing because they have little to no options in midfield. So
where are you?
Wait, yeah.
No, you can finish. I was just gonna say, where is Partey from?
Ghana.
Okay.
In the midfield, of course. This could be a double Tottenham pivot. It could very well be a double Tottenham pivot because of the lack of options. But, you still have Sambi Lokonga in and around. You could drop Odegaard back there if need be. Odegaard's actually been in tremendous form. I'd say this season he's been one of the best players. Of course, not as much of a gem as Emil Smith Rowe or in Andre's opinion, the best youngster in the Premier League, Bukayo Saka. And, it could very well be a double Tottenham pivot, but you could put Odegaard back there. But what are you two saying for a double pivot?
I'm open. I want one guy in there.
You'll definitely get at least one guy. Okay.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Cyrus? Is there anyone you're fighting for?
It depends if we're gonna play Odegaard there, but if we're not, then Arsenal has no players, so. Because Xhaka's probably out, and your players are probably better than Lukonga's been recently. So,
all right. Well, I guess for now we'll go with a double pivot of a Tottenham midfield. So, Andre, it really is up to you.
I'm gonna throw Mini Esta in there.
Oh no!
Don't do that.
I will not. No, I'm not allowing that. I'm not allowing that. No. You can be like almost anyone else, but no.
Then a cheeky Dele Alli in there.
No. Dele Alli. I still hate during I think it was last episode, a few episodes ago, when we were talking when you yourself you're talking about just this new version of or the new version of attacking midfielders, and you're like, Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes, Dele Alli.
Yeah.
No.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
All right, fine. I'll just go Oliver Skip and Højbjerg, I guess.
Of course, and of course, the very cheeky, non-creative Antonio Conte double pivot. That works. Well, I'm speaking facts. I
tried to put Winks in there. You didn't want me.
Well, Winks isn't creative. All he does is spin.
He is.
He's not good either.
Next time we play, watch.
Serious. Would you say that Harry Winks is the equivalent of a Beyblade?
He is, and he's shit. So
there you go. Justifies my point. The attacking trio, of course, and Cyrus is getting at least two of those positions.
Yeah, Son isn't available, so
Yeah, I think. Well, Kane's available, right?
Yeah, we'll Kane will go up front.
Okay, so I
And
think
he's
Kane
been in
up
good
front.
form.
I think Kane up front and then Saka Martinelli.
oh yeah, I'm actually good with that. Martin, I've been watching Martinelli.
And for the 10, would you throw in
Good.
Martin Odegaard? Would you throw in the man who last season put in his Tottenham Man United combined 11 over Bruno Fernandes, aka Lucas Moura? Who would you put in there?
I'd put in Odegaard because I don't think Emil is fit, but we'll see.
Andre, who would you go with?
That's a tough one because I actually do have genuine belief that Mora is a good option. I think they've both been good. I'll go Mora, Davis. You can break it.
All right, if it's between Lucas Moura and Martin Odegaard, I'll go Martin Odegaard. And of course everyone's gonna be like, oh, he has a bias towards Arsenal. I just think Odegaard's been more consistent this season. I think Odegaard's been a shining light for them just for the majority of the season. Just he's a sensational player. He's phenomenal. I think Mikel Arteta, in terms of the number 10 targets I saw them linked with in the summer, but it came down between him and James Maddison and Emi Buendia. They said no to the 40 million Norwich were asking for Buendia, which I think at this point was definitely paying well over the tops for Aston Villa. It's so much so that they brought Coutinho back on loan, or they brought Coutinho in on loan from Barcelona, of course, from Steven Gerrard and whatnot. And James Maddison, 70 million price tag. Who knows? That could have actually been a decent signing. I think he would have been worth the money. James Maddison, looking at the form he's been in the past month and a half, very, very good form. I'd say.
I don't know, for 60 million, you want a consistent, like somewhat of a consistent player. I don't think Madison is consistent enough for 60 million. That might be a little much.
Not 70, maybe perhaps 60, but the quality of player that you're getting in James Maddison, that's what I'm saying. But I think Arteta was absolutely right to spend, what was it, 30, 35 million on Martin Odegaard? That's a perfect price.
It is. And honestly, last season I kind of doubted him a little bit, but he's improved a lot. I thought he was kind of slow on the ball. He's still not the fastest, but he's definitely picked up the pace.
And the footballing brains he has. So you have to say, he's even when Arsenal's players are all fit and available, you can't drop this guy, can you, Cyrus?
No, you can't. That's why Emil Smith-Rowe hasn't been starting.
Yeah, at the expense of Martin Odegaard, he's just been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, there you have it for your Tottenham or for your North London Derby preview. I'll just do a quick recap of that lineup. In goal, Aaron Ramsdale. Sad guy unfortunately did not pick his either of his two favorite right backs in Callum Chambers or Cedric, who he says he definitely wants to see in that starting 11. Tomiyasu in right back, center backs of Ben White, Davinson Sanchez, Ben Davies at left back, a double pivot of Oliver Skip, no, not the English Beyblade, and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, aka a better version of McFred, slightly better version of McFred, I'll say. On the right-hand side, you have Bukayo Saka. On the left-hand side, Gabriel Martinelli. Through that number 10, Martin Odegaard over the Brazilian who Andre said is better than Bruno Fernandes. And up front, you have the man who's finally scored more goals than Martial this past month and a half, Mr. Harry Kane. Will be leaving in the summer. And there you have it. There you have it for the Tottenham and Arsenal preview. Anything else for you two to say before we end the video?
What did you say?
Score prediction.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Score predictions.
We're winning 3-1.
Andre, what about you?
I'll go 2-1 Spurs.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
We'll see.
Serious, who do you think is going to score? Do you think it will be do you think it could be, in the last, minute, a 35-yard screamer from Rob Holding to seal the game?
Definitely not, but he might score an own goal. I think it's gonna be Lacazette and Odegaard. And if Tottenham were to score, it'd probably because of Holding. So yeah. Also, I hope Tottenham lose today, which they are, because they can't win a trophy.
Well, we know that, it will be, another one of, as Andre loves to see in here, it will be a Tuchel masterclass. Won't it, Andre? Andre, who do you predict will score in your prediction?
Probably Kane and Lacazette. So we always score against each other.
Kane probably off from the spot.
And I'll go. Yeah, probably actually. And I'll go I'll do a cheat go from like a unexpected Spurs player, whether that's a Davinson Sanchez, a Harry Winks, maybe Emerson Royale can shut people up. Ben Davies. It'll be someone we were not expecting for the second one, but we'll get it in.
That's not gonna happen.
And there you have it for the North London Derby preview. Thank you for watching this on Premier League Prime Time. If you've liked what you've seen, smash like the video, subscribe, and let us know what are you thinking from the North London Derby. And wherever you're in the world, have a great day or evening.